Hi guys, I'm Allie,
I'm Clint.
and this is Skylar and Silas, even though you can't really see them. But we're the Wilder Lives. And today we wanted to talk about what our friends and family think about us full-time RVing. So, why don't you start with how your mom feels? Because that's the
Positive side? Yeah, so my mom thinks this is the perfect fit for us. She says that we are gypsy minded anyways, and that it's a really cheap way to live, and she's all for it because we get to travel around and the kids get to learn things that they wouldn't learn going to a public school, living in the same city forever. And she's supported pretty much every bit of this. I mean, at first she was like, so you guys are gonna live in that small a space. She keeps hinting at the small space aspects of it, how hard it must be. And honestly, you know, every time we talk to her, it's like, it's not really that bad. You know, it's amazing what you can get used to.
In fact, we prefer it.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I mean, obviously, we're still doing it, so even if we didn't prefer it, it's bearable. And that's what Mom thinks we're doing, is we're burying it so that we can have the luxury lifestyle of travel. But yeah, she's been completely supportive. So is my brother. My side of the family has, helped in whatever ways they can and supported us pretty much throughout this whole thing.
Yep. Okay, so now for my side, the only person really in my family that's positive about it is my grandmother. She thinks that it's really cool that we're getting to do something that most people would never get to do. We're young, we should get to enjoy seeing and doing stuff while we still have the energy to do it. So she has been behind it 100%, and that's why I love her. One of the many reasons. As far as my parents go, my dad, stepdad, same person, hasn't really said a whole lot about it. I think he thinks we're eventually going to change our mind, that it's a phase. I think, yeah, he thinks we're just going through some sort of phase. My mom, on the other hand, absolutely hates it. She thinks that we are completely unstable, that we are not providing a good household for our kids. She has still not stepped inside the RV. Has no interest in it. Hates the idea of us going anywhere that's more than 20 minutes away.
I would say part of that, though, is she wants to be a part of her granddaughter's life anytime she wants to be, as opposed to when it's convenient for us and when we're in town. And she doesn't like that aspect either.
Yeah, so it's been a struggle with my mom. She has shed a whole lot of tears, unfortunately, after this. And that's one of the main reasons why we don't travel full time. Because we are still trying to appease her in a way.
And we had to make a bunch of repairs.
And, well, that too. But even beforehand, one of the reasons we would go out on weekends and stuff like that is because us being gone for too long is really stressful on her. And, yeah. As far as our friends,
we don't have many friends, to be quite honest. The people that I talk to think we're crazy and awesome, all in the same sentence. So yeah.
My best friend thinks that, yeah, it's crazy, it's something she could never possibly do, but then at the same time she's constantly sending me links to stuff of, you should visit here, you should visit there, you should go here, you should go there. So she doesn't think the whole living in the RV is cool, but she does think the traveling is really cool. As far as strangers, for the most part, people think we're crazy. When we go to campgrounds and we're meeting with other people and they're talking about, staying for the weekend, we're like, oh, well, we live in ours. Always like, what? How does that work? How do you do that? You live in it?
It's hard not to be a smart aleck sometimes, anyways.
And yeah, they want to know the details of how we do it with 2 kids, how anybody could live full time, how we make money, how everything.
Don't we worry about retirement? How do we make money? Mainly it's money, I would
Yeah.
say. I mean, in our American culture, it's all about money, so.
Luckily, there has been this whole tiny house movement, so people are more accepting of tiny houses. If that hadn't happened, I think everyone would think we were insane.
Well, and the internet. There's no way we could do this without.
Google Maps and
Well, no, I was
GPS
gonna say
and-
like the ability to sell your products online.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
You know, 30 years ago, this wouldn't be possible for
No.
us. You know, we're very happy to have grown up in this generation and had these possibilities.
But we have his family's full support. We have pretty much one person in my family that grants us full support.
Everybody else just thinks this is a phase,
Yeah.
or is totally against it.
Right. But I think the fact that we did move into a rental house, do repairs in the RV, and move back into the RV kind of showed everyone, like, no, this is something we really want to do. It wasn't a mistake, and we were stuck in it. We had the chance to go back to living in a house. Still didn't want to do it.
Yeah. I think it reminded us of all the reasons why we chose this lifestyle, to be
Yeah.
quite honest. If there was ever a doubt, I think
Yeah.
it sealed it for us.
So that's pretty much the gist of that. It's a struggle with some people,
Sure.
easy
And
going with others.
And it's hard because we love it, and to have people that are absolutely against us doing it, it's hard to have conversations with them because it's a lot like politics, you know, when you have somebody that's totally opposing views from you. How do you have a conversation about something and get your point across when they've already made up their mind
Yeah.
that it's just terrible? And I think a lot of full-time RVers struggle with this with their families or friends or people that disagree with their lifestyle and think they're making mistakes. You know, it's tough because you do have to distance yourself from those conversations, or it gets heated, or people's feelings get hurt, that you're just not listening to them, you're not heeding their advice. And at the end of the day, you can't have advice on something that you've never done.
Right.
And I feel strongly about that. We are not struggling. Our kids are taken care of. They're going to school.
Yeah, they get a one-on-one education.
I mean, they eat meals every single day. It's just like living in a house, except that we're closer.
Yeah.
I mean, not just physically closer, but emotionally closer. We don't hide in other rooms. We get to go do things together. We get to experience things as a family, as opposed to 1 week here we get to go to a rushed vacation where we're exhausted when we come back home.
Yeah.
You know, none of that takes place now. And yes, we're young-ish. I'm not feeling as young as I used to, but you know, I'm only 32 as well. I'm still quite capable. I'm just not saying anything like that, but it's tough with family members when they just don't see eye to eye on things. You know, and even with my mom, I have the tendency when she's telling me about things that I'm gonna encounter, and it's like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I mean,
you haven't done it.
I appreciate your enthusiasm for us and you trying to troubleshoot situations in your head and coming up with responses to those situations. I know you're trying to help, but just leave it to us. We're capable, we're grown, and you know, just let us do this.
Right.
I don't know.
I think that's the other problem with my mom is I am 28, so, but for the longest time, I let my mom help in any way she wanted.
Any facet of her life, yeah.
And so for us to now be completely on our own and me saying, yeah, thanks for the help, but I don't really need it, is a hard transition for her. And it made it to where, I guess for the longest time, she didn't feel like I was,
Self-sufficient.
yeah. And now trying to show that we're self-sufficient is incredibly hard.
Especially because we're trying to show that we're self-sufficient by living in a travel trailer. And in her mind, the bigger the house, the better, the more the stuff, the better, you know, in a typical American lifestyle. She's very strong with that. And for
Us to be like, yeah, we don't need all that
Yeah.
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, we don't want you to buy her more toys. We don't have room for it. Well, why don't you just get a bigger place? Well, because
We don't want a
bigger one.
place.
Yeah, we're very
Different.
Yeah.
Very different.
And it's hard. It's hard to have the negativity come with us being different, especially when it's family. It hurts. I know it hurts Allie's feelings when her mom is very negative towards our lifestyle and whatnot, because this is something that she's very proud of, that we're very proud of. But for her mom to not embrace it, or at least hold back some of the negativity and just support her, I think is tough.
At the same time, I do kind of understand, because up until we started really thinking about this, I always thought it was crazy to live in an RV.
Sure.
I really thought that I'd never be able to do it. And for some odd reason, I didn't think if you lived in an RV, you could travel. I don't know, it just didn't click. 'Cause there are a lot of people that live in RVs that just, they don't move. They live in RVs as mini mobile homes.
Okay, yeah.
And so in my head, I didn't think about full-time RVing, traveling, living in the RV. And as soon as the traveling aspect finally clicked, I was like, okay, I think I could do it. And then after moving into the RV,
Even if we didn't travel, we'd have a small house.
right, it's so much easier. Everything is so much easier for the most part. Really off topic now, but I do get where they're coming from. But at the same time, it's really hard not having other people accept what you're doing. I can't understand why they think we're crazy. We feel that we're really, really lucky to get to do this, and to not have other people understand how lucky we are to get to do this is really hard.
Because she has a successful online business is why we get to do this.
Right. I worked for years and years and years to get my business up and running and a steady income, and that's this is our reward for that in a way. So, yeah, it's ups and downs, but for the most part, we try not to let it get to us. They don't understand. They're never going to understand.
And I don't know that we would ever come back if every person in our family was unsupportive.
Right, yeah. If everyone was like my mom, yeah, we wouldn't
have a support network here, and I feel for the people that have their entire families that don't support their lifestyle. And if it was like that all the way around, I would never want to come back to Alabama.
And I think that's one way me and your mom have gotten closer, is knowing that she's...
So yeah, I'm impressed actually with how supportive she's been. I didn't really think she'd be that supportive. I think she would think we're crazy, but...
And we keep saying the word "think we're crazy," but
well,
they do think we're crazy. There's
some
no
of them,
other,
yeah.
They think we're out of our minds.
They would never do it. Eventually, we're gonna grow up and buy a house and, I don't know, get corporate jobs or something.
I don't. That's not for us. That's not what we want out of life.
No.
Even once again, if we weren't traveling, we would still want a tiny house. We've talked about doing a container house, stuff like that, shipping container house. But I think we've pretty much decided that RVs are going to be how we go for the rest of our life. Even if we're incapacitated and can't drive, I would rather live in an RV.
I mean, it does come with some downsides. You don't have
it's not all
equity
perfect
in your house and stuff like that, and your equity constantly drops in an RV versus a house builds equity.
But for the ease of lifestyle
Sure.
and maintenance, when you talk about house maintenance compared to RV maintenance, there's a huge price difference. Yeah. So
Yeah. Cost. I mean,
pretty much we're just hoping that eventually everyone comes around to it. We might have to be doing this for 10 years before they're finally like, oh, okay, they're really gonna do this.
yeah. Well, you think about cost. If I came home and told Allie I bought a $6,500 house, she would be like, whoa. And we're gonna live there?
But what were they cooking in there?
Right. But for our travel trailer, we have much more than $6,500 in that now.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's all it costs.
Actually, it cost us $5,500, right?
For taxes, title, $6,000 probably.
And then we probably put $2,000 to $3,000 in, probably more than that.
Yeah, easily.
But one day we will do an RV tour. It means getting these two out so that it can actually be clean. But anyway, we are way off topic now. But yeah, that's everyone's opinions.
Some viewpoints of our own.
Alright, well, we're gonna go.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Where the Wilder Lies. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do. And we'll see you around.